You can never predict what's going to happen on a night shift.
It is scary.
There is somebody out there just looking for a fight.
Stop now!
Don't mess about.
10 people outside throwing bricks at your house.
Looks like puncture wounds.
It's just a different world at night.
In the bag!
Police Night Shift 999 continues tonight at 9 on Channel 5. Also stream on My5.
As one Gloucestershire cop says, people change under the cover of darkness, which makes for a risky few hours policing the night shift. 999, brand new tonight at 9. First, a warning for antisocial behaviour and a mad manoeuvre up a motorway the wrong way.
Police emergency. Warning markers for firearms.
Get on the ground!
Block it in, block it in, block it in.
He's now off in the field. Derbyshire's traffic cops.
It is 165. Try and keep up with it.
Battling crime in the middle of the country.
Open the door now!
He smashed down a bollard.
Face down now. I ain't done nothing.
From the picturesque peaks
Vehicle RTC.
Treating it as life-threatening.
to the inner cities.
Yeah, it's done me. Near side, near side.
He's going to decamp.
It's a decamp, 4 runners.
Under threat.
You do what I tell you. Do not put your hands anywhere near your pockets.
And at risk.
Watch him. Monks on, monks on. We're on 2 traffic cars now.
Around every corner.
Don't
forget, there's a new challenge.
Hands on the wall!
For the traffic cops. Coming up.
Speed is 140. It's still extremely high speed.
Suspected car thieves on the run.
Keep your hands where I can see you! Brake, speed 90.
A high-speed pursuit of a stolen car.
Speed increase to swap 00.
Takes a dangerous turn.
It's on the wrong way, northbound on the southbound carriageway. Vehicle is lights out, but speed now increasing.
A wanted prolific criminal.
Clipped apart vehicle.
Refuses to give himself up.
A brand new car. Pursuit. Speed is 165.
And a reckless joyrider.
Close to killing one of our officers.
Leaves cops from 6 forces on a 100-mile chase.
Please stop coming in! Get off!
Put your arms out!
Promenade to all South Mobiles, be aware we've had a stolen vehicle hit the ANPR cameras southbound on the motorway.
What car is it?
Not got many details at this time other than it's an Audi heading southbound.
In Derby, traffic cop Stuart Smith receives a call about a suspected stolen car.
So it's currently hitting the cameras, so if we could get sight of it, ideally we need to get it stopped.
The information we have so far is that it's an Audi S3. It's made off from West Yorkshire Police and it's coming down the motorway and it's still exceeding 150 to 160 miles an hour.
160? 160 that's doing. I can't go any faster.
It's just Tango Sierra 4.
Stuart joins Sergeant Scott Riley to form a blockade on the M1.
Hard performance vehicle pursuit. Advanced TPAC train.
I'm between lanes 1 and 2, Sergeant's between lanes 3 and 4, and we've got a small build-up of traffic behind us. Oh, dear me. Here we go.
The Audi speeds past Stuart up the hard shoulder.
The RA is medium, advanced vehicle, TPAC train.
Pursuit, still got visual on the vehicle. It's lane 2, speed is 165. Traffic is still light, still got a few heavies in lane 1. The subject vehicle is lane 3 to lane 2.
The assumption is the car's stolen, it's going to be involved in some high-value thefts. It's usually the car of choice for people that steal ATM machines or high-value robberies. So we're thinking this is going to be a big job.
Still, speed is 165.
As Stuart plays catch-up.
Still lane 3. Still southbound motorway, the RA is medium.
Ahead, colleagues including traffic cop Jason Potts prepare another roadblock.
The vehicle passes in the gutter at the side of lane 4. I just don't know how he hasn't just sent it careering off into one of the walls. I can't believe how close they were to killing one of our officers.
With the Audi forcing its way past, Stuart needs to stay behind the car until air support arrives.
Yeah, 4-6, have we got MPAS with visual?
As soon as we can get a helicopter on it, we can drop off, not be so close behind it, not put any pressure on the driver and hose in on them like that.
Yeah, MPAS, we're visual, we're overhead. Now just passing the services and going under the overbridge out of the services. We're going to try and keep up with it, wind's in the right direction.
At Derbyshire Force HQ, Control coordinates officers from 3 forces to help Stuart.
We're still trying to get through Northampton campus here, so we're going through to Thames Valley, Bedfordshire. Might end up at Hertfordshire at this rate.
This car's going so quickly, I can hear on the radio they're talking about putting Stinger sights up in the next county, and they're mentioning Hertfordshire, because within minutes it was already passing through the next county.
Past 21 southbound.
It's in the unlit section.
Yeah, if you can keep it lit up, it'll maximise the safety of all road users. And carry on with the commentary, please.
Yeah, 4-6 is moving from lane 3 to lane 1, now back to lane 3. Still, speed is 165, still lane 3, still southbound.
4-6, they're about a mile behind you. Carry on with the commentary, please. They're a mile behind you.
I'm hoping this car stays on the motorway all the way into London and we can get more units behind it.
Speed still 165, still southbound. Lane 2, passing vehicles in lane 1.
As soon as it comes off the motorway, we've got trouble.
We've got plenty of fuel. We're only 5 minutes from junction 20. Probably got an hour at least.
4-6 is off at junction 20. Yeah, from pursuit, take the first, Market Harborough.
With the car escaping, it's now speeding through residential areas.
Even though it's the middle of the night, there's always going to be someone around. The risks go up tenfold.
Just taking the left.
Speed is 120. In at 30, there's no other vehicles on the road. It's making ground on me.
We've got central reservations, we've got traffic lights ahead of us. The risks go up. So I'm backing away now. I'm dropping my speed off. Still maintaining a high speed, so I'm close to it should it come to a stop or something was to happen. But the main observations at this point are from the helicopter, and the helicopter will take over commentary.
MPAS confirm you've still got sight of the car?
Yes, MPAS confirmed.
Still got sight of the vehicle, it's just a long way ahead.
He did momentarily begin to lose control, but it's now regained control.
Yeah, the 4-6 has still got tail lights in the distance.
Yeah, that's the target vehicle. It's now approaching Husbands Bosworth village. There's a couple of options when it gets into the village. Stand by.
NACO1 Derbyshire Slug Control. Can you have a DRA, please, relative speed?
From MPAS, I can't give speed. It's difficult to tell from up here, but it is flying.
4-6, speed is 13140. It's still extremely high speed.
There is no other road users in any direction. It's crash.
There they are.
We've got 4 runners.
Make sure there's no one else in it. Yeah, from 4-6 confirmed there's no one left in the vehicle.
As Stuart chases on foot, the helicopter tracks the runners with thermal cameras.
They're just going into a garden in Faddingworth.
I know that they don't know where they are. I'm in the dark a little bit. I'm in Leicestershire now. This is a different county. I've never been here before. So I'm running into the unknown.
With other units now arriving, Stuart helps coordinate officers on the ground.
we can get cops around that U-shaped road, around the back of the church. We've got them locked in quite tightly. Is there a dog on this tour group?
Yes.
As soon as you've got a helicopter, you may as well just stop. There's no chance of getting away from a helicopter. Especially with the thermal imaging, even through trees. You can even see where you've been with the heat signatures that you leave on the ground. There's no escaping.
They're hiding at the back of the church or trying to. There's a little shed. Looks like they're going to try and break into it to hide. The subjects are on the move, they're sneaking out. There were 5 of them, we've lost 1, we've got 4 inside. We need to know where that is. 2 cops on the road, just to your left.
Yeah, they are, look.
Walking towards you now, on Station Road. That's them.
Place your hands in the small of your back, now!
I went and arrested every person. Some of them were a bit lippy towards me. It was like we were putting him out.
The 4 suspects are all teenagers.
We've got 4 detained, only outstanding. There's 1 outstanding, and 8 all secure. We're going to go try and find the other one.
Moments later, the police helicopter spots another heat signature.
I've got this other person, I think. So the dog handler walked towards the farm and the church. Go through that gate on the left and turn immediately right, and there's some trees. I think is in those trees. Go across the garden. Is there a fence? Is there a separate garden? Go across that fence. The heat source we saw in the trees is those trees just to your right.
Please stop coming in! Get off!
Put your arms out!
6 detained. Right, listen, you make any sort of movements, mate, you get out.
With all 5 suspects, including a 19-year-old driver, now under arrest, they'll be taken back to Derbyshire for questioning.
So,
The driver, he looked marginally shocked, but I don't think the gravity of what he'd done and the risks he'd been involved in had sunk in at all. He had no idea how close to death he was. He didn't see the reasons why we were arresting him. He didn't understand or seem to think it was that much of a bigger deal. It was immature.
That's 5-4, well done, I knew it was something. Good job.
As it turns out, it's because the lad had borrowed his mate's car and he'd not bought any insurance for it. That was it. All that over no insurance. Absolutely ridiculous. The lives he put at risk, all these occupants himself. He could have wiped every occupant of that car out in seconds just because he didn't want a £200 fine in his car seizing.
Coming up,
lost at least 1 wheel.
the traffic cops hunt down a wanted suspect.
Keep your hands where I can see you!
Speed increases 100.
A dangerous pursuit of a suspected car thief.
Wrong way. Wrong way on the motorway. Subject is still 7,000 miles an hour.
And officers from 3 forces hunt down a stolen van.
What you can, move out, move out, move out.
Chaps, I'm going to brief today because we've got a cast of thousands. Well, we're nearly double figures, which is a lot for us.
At the start of a 12-hour night shift, Sergeant Scott Riley is giving a briefing about wanted suspects.
Dan and Stu, if you can double crew. Things of note, this chap is still outstanding. He's still stealing cars. We know what he looks like.
The suspect is wanted for offences including car theft and burglary, and at 24 is already a prolific criminal arrested by the traffic cops previously.
You're now under arrest on suspicion of burglary. Do you understand?
I firmly believe that if you sent every criminal to prison for twice as long, there'd be half as much crime, because not many people rehabilitate. It's the same people, day in, day out, that we're dealing with. If everybody can use marked cars, please, so we can get plenty of visibility out there, and we'll go from there.
Everyone knows what he's capable of, so the risk is relatively high.
Mate, tonight's the night, we'll have something between us.
We know that if he's spotted by a marked police vehicle, it will spook him and he will drive to try and get away. He's driven up pavements, driven up the wrong way down roads, on the opposite side of the carriageway. He will do anything.
All units monitoring this channel, we've just had an ANPR hit for a vehicle. Stand by for details.
3.5 hours later, the suspect car is spotted on police cameras.
It's up on the NPR there. It's come up. It's important we get all the units that we can there.
Yeah, 2-4, we'll try and head them up. 4-1, it's right not too far away.
Tango Sierra 4 from Amber Valley. Stop there.
Scott and 5 other units, including traffic cop Jason Potts, spread out south of Derby.
That stolen car we're looking for has just activated a traffic camera. So I'm going to make my way back to Derby.
Contact.
Where are you coming from? Jake, you gone after him?
Yeah, 24. It's come off.
As Jason continues to chase, tactics are put in place to try and stop the wanted suspect.
From an 8 to all units, we've run this past top desk. Stinger at this time is authorised.
So is there a way you set it up, Stinger?
Nearby, traffic cop Dan sets up a stinger trap.
We get 2 miles an hour.
He's driving recklessly along country roads at a rate of knots.
Stinger side set up.
We've managed to get to a good position with some good hard cover. At this moment in time, he's got no idea that the police are sat in wait for him.
I'm deploying now.
Stinger's out.
Vehicle stop. It is speed 60.
Up ahead, Dan and colleagues close in on the wanted suspect.
Speed 55. It's on the brake, stand by.
4-4, we are set to start.
This is lights out, stand by. Get ready for a decamp. Speed increasing to 30. The vehicle is lights out, vehicle continues 514. Speed now increasing to 50.
The car started to snake over the carriageway. There's debris coming off the tyres, smoke's coming out the back with the burning rubber.
Speed now increasing to 70 and then 40. We'll wait till we've got 3 vehicles in a suitable location. Yeah, speed 75. Centre of the carriageway. Vehicle is heavy smoking on the brake, stand by. Sit, clipped apart vehicle.
Tyres will eventually start to disintegrate.
Speed is 10. It's really struggling now. We've lost at least 1 wheel. I think it's going towards the main road. Speed is 20. It's a right. We're going for a block here, lads. Right. If I get the opportunity, I'll get by. I'll go front. We've got 3 with us. Yeah, 3 together. Stand by.
Hello, vehicle stopped. It has ran the front car.
Do not move! Keep your hands where I can see you! Do not move!
Just listen to me, pal. Yeah, I'm listening. You're under arrest for a burglary, stolen vehicle, disc while driving, dangerous driving, and failed to stop for police.
Yeah.
Right onto your side, pal.
Yeah.
That's it. You're also under arrest, mate, for criminal damage to police vehicles as well. Okay, namely ramming with that traffic car.
When was that?
What do you mean? When you were driving and you rammed that traffic car just there?
Nah, you just come in front of me.
What?
You just rammed me.
No, we failed to stop and drove dangerously.
Yeah. You want to stand up or not? Yeah, of course I do. 1, 2, 3. In here then.
While the wanted suspect and his passenger are taken into custody, Scott searches the car.
Yeah, that brick's ready to go straight through somebody's patio window, isn't it? I can imagine the only reason that they would have that is that if they're going to do a burglary.
The Focus was stolen a week ago, and it's just one of 1,800 thefts occurring across the East Midlands every week.
Car theft seems to be rising. 20 years ago when I joined the job, when cars were easy to steal, people were crowbarring the doors and just jemmying them open. This car's not been stolen with the keys, this car's been stolen by using a radio device that's activated the keys, and they've somehow managed to link a sort of blank key to the car. So it's really quite interesting for us. We've now got the blank, so we'll try and reverse engineer it, see how they've done it. And for the owner of that car, they'll obviously be very pleased to get that back, so it's a great job by the team. It's Sergeant Scott Riley here from Derbyshire Police.
Scott calls the owner of the car.
Hello mate, I just want to tell you that we've recovered your stolen car. There is a bit of damage to it. It has been involved in an RTC with a police vehicle following a pursuit, but it is repairable. Once we release it, when we're happy, it doesn't need forensics or anything, then you'll be written a letter to say you can come and get it. All right, buddy. Cheers, mate. See you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Despite the good news the stolen car has been recovered, the damage he's caused runs into thousands.
It doesn't want to stop, it doesn't stop. It's a danger to everyone. So if he stays out and gets behind the wheel again, I've no doubt that at some point he will kill someone. Dangerous move.
Workshops will repair that, but at least it stopped this vehicle that would have done anything to get away from the police. So yeah, it's a good job.
With one of Derbyshire's most wanted behind bars, Scott and the team resumed patrol with 6 hours left of the night shift.
That's just past me a bit at about 60 miles an hour.
20 minutes later, Scott's colleague, traffic cop Chris Wells-Jackson, spots yet another suspect car.
That's me at Bidworth. Yeah, black BMW.
This car coming over the traffic lights. You could see the suspension dip at the front of the car as it almost took off.
Which direction's it going?
I'm going another whole lane.
That vehicle is registered to Milton Keynes. It's showing as a BMW M4 black coupe.
Yeah, 2-4. It was a male driver, I believe. We've got the no side indication onto Repton Road, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a left onto Repton Road.
As Chris follows the BMW, Scott races to help.
It's still pointing through to bed. Been driven only at this time. It's quite a narrow road, speed 30. Yeah, high performance, smart vehicle, 200 infantry. Weather, thin road, clear and dry, no traffic, no pedestrians.
It's a high performance vehicle. If this is going to fail to stop, it's going to be a very high speed. Country roads are very dangerous. You've always got that possibility of something coming around a blind bend, and at 60, 70 mile an hour you just haven't got the stopping time to deal with it.
He's weaving a little bit.
He's drifting over the middle line. His road positioning is just not consistent with what it should be for somebody that will be sober or that's concentrating on the driving.
See how it falls with you, Chris.
2-4, got in Main Street. I'll put stop in now, so if you want to stop in front of it. Vehicle stopping on them.
Hello mate, you alright?
Any particular reason why you were doing about 60 to 70 mile an hour through a crossroads?
No, I wasn't doing 67.
You were ridiculous.
No, my exhaust is loud, but I wasn't doing
Nothing to do with your exhaust. I sat and witnessed you go at a ridiculous speed through a set of traffic lights at crossroads, and then you're in a 30 mile an hour zone. I had to do 90 mile an hour to catch up with you.
No, boss. Honestly,
yes,
I wasn't.
Yes, that's the way it was, and that's what I did. And then you've done nothing but speed up, slow down, swerve all over the road all the way to the point we've stopped you.
Officer, you know these are narrow roads, yeah? And
so why are you taking them on the offside then into a bend that you can't see around?
No, I was going 30 miles an hour.
Doesn't matter, you're still on the wrong side of the road. Just turn your engine off for me and jump out. Thank you. You had anything to drink?
No, officer.
Okay. Grab my breathalyzer, alright, just stand through your car.
I'm not trying to be cheeky or rude, yeah?
I know that.
But I'm at a wedding, it's my cousin, my own first
But that
cousin.
doesn't give you an
Wedding.
excuse. What you to do, straight now, start to wheel it around the tube and blow until safety stop, okay?
Right.
I'll keep over the lights. Blow, 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 blow. Yep, thank you, sir.
We don't need any more units at this time.
The blow interruption, so we'll have to try again. Like you're blowing a balloon up, nice and steady. Alright. Blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, stop. Thank you. You had anything to drink at all in the last 12 hours or so?
Yeah, like 4 hours ago.
You are extremely lucky because you've blown 3 under the limit.
I only had 2 cups, officer. I don't drink drive recklessly.
Okay. But you're 3 under the limit. So when did you start driving?
10, 15 minutes ago.
Right. Okay. So you'd have possibly been on the limit 10, 15 minutes ago.
No, but I stopped drinking 3 hours ago.
Okay, that's fine. But ideally, if you're driving, you don't need to drink.
Yeah, I know that, but I only had 2 cups of bus. Officer, you can see I'm in a suit. I'm from Milton Keynes.
What
I
does
get
that
wedding.
mean? Does that mean you're exempt from drinking and driving?
I understand that. I'm not drinking and driving though. No.
The device proves that you are. You've blown 32.
Yeah, but
so you've drunk alcohol and you drove, haven't you? So
No,
you
but-
took a risk that you didn't need to take. Is what I'm telling you.
But the cup is 3 units per cup,
What
right?
I'm telling you is
Yeah.
another 3,
Yeah.
you'd have been arrested for drink driving.
Okay.
So if I'd have stopped you 15 minutes ago, you'd have probably been locked up for drink driving. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Do you understand that?
Can I just put it from another way?
Yeah.
Do you know if you were involved in a fatal collision, even if it wasn't your fault,
Yeah.
all people would say is he'd been drinking.
Okay.
That's the point I think the
I'm
officer's
sorry.
trying to make. We don't want you to be labelled and we don't want you to be involved in that.
He thinks he's being responsible by stopping drinking an hour, 2 hours before he's driving. Fortunately for him on this occasion, he's literally just scraped through it. Why would you risk it?
Well, you've got a clean licence, haven't you?
Yes.
Are we going to keep it that way?
Yes. No, that.
On your way, yeah.
No, back up.
Stop waking people up and get gone. People asleep. And I said on your way, is what I said, didn't I? Don't push your luck. They've just been to a wedding and they thought that that was a fantastic excuse to drive exactly like they've done. I mean, yeah, he's blown under the drink drive limit. I appreciate that he thinks he's done nothing wrong, but essentially it can still impair his driving and he shouldn't be driving the way he has done.
Coming up,
Speed increases 100.
a dangerous car thief is desperate to avoid arrest.
On the runway, northbound on the southbound carriageway.
Police, can I have a word?
And a suspect is caught on the run.
What's this about? There's been a car abandoned on the M1 motorway. It's been stolen.
I've got any Oscar Tango units, please, that can start making the way M1 northbound ANPR hits.
Halfway through a busy night shift, Sergeant Scott Riley and his team are on the lookout for the second stolen car in the space of 2 hours.
So we've got a stolen vehicle coming down from Sheffield. We've got 2 units behind it.
Traffic cop Dan Mitchell is leading the chase of the stolen car.
Contact.
He's clocked on that we're there. It's now a pursuit. His mindset is, I'm not going to stop.
Contact traffic. Speed is 70. Speed driven normally at this time. It's lane 1 of 4. What's your tactic to look at it? See if we can get a units to do preemptive on it. Yeah, I've got 2 units with me at the moment. Yes, I'm sure at this time, thank you. Vehicle moves lane 3. Speed increases to 80.
It can be stressful. You need to remain as calm as you can, even though you've got 1,000,001 things going around in your mind.
Still continues lane 3. Speed 90. Speed increases 100. Stand by. Off.
He goes through a set of red traffic lights.
Vehicle continues round the roundabout.
we'd blow another red light. Thankfully, there's very little traffic, so that's a godsend. They're putting so many lives in danger, including their own, but they just don't care, they're selfish. Something that every single one of us dreads. We can't be going and chasing them the wrong way up a motorway, putting other people's lives at risk.
Seconds later, the stolen car driver is spotted by other officers and a police drone is now above.
Stand by, the vehicle's been abandoned, the driver is making off up the grass embankment to the offside. One male occupant wearing a tracksuit, 1 male. I'm going to try and get to where he is. 1024, right as there is possibly footpaths.
So that's the Notts Dog unit. So it's just about now putting a containment on in the area, getting plenty of cops, and he's going to do one of two things. Either try and brave it out, or just lay himself down somewhere. If he lays himself down somewhere, hopefully the dogs will pick him up. If he braves it out, hopefully he'll just walk onto a main road where a unit can pick him up.
While the dogs and drone search the fields, nearby, Scott spots a young man walking the streets.
Hello mate, you alright? Police, can I have a word? You've been running tonight? You seem out of breath, buddy.
Been arguing.
You've been arguing?
Yeah, I'm not from around here, I'm dickhead lads.
Alright. And are you Tango Sierra 4?
Sierra 4?
Yeah, first can I have another unit that's involved in this area search please to my location, which I think is near some woodland off so far, near to the cemetery?
Yes, yes.
Can I have a unit join me there please, and then can I have a 10-15 person check please?
Yes, yes.
You ever been in trouble with the police before, pal?
Yeah.
What for?
There is another unit.
Burglary?
2004, a long time ago.
You look at how big they are against how big you are. You look at what they're known for previously with the police. If they've got a history of violence, you're thinking, which way is this going to go? So what did you steal from the burglary?
Stuff like that.
Cars or anything like that? No? TVs? What's all the scratches on your arms?
Fighting.
Who with?
The group of, what, the MK gangs they're called. Can have a look if you want.
Where's all the cuts on your legs from?
Fighting. What's this about, if you don't mind me asking?
What this is about is you've been stopped because there's been a car abandoned on the M1 motorway. It's been stolen. Okay? You match the description of the person that's run from it, and you've got scratches all over you, like you've been running through bambles. You might not have been, but I'm saying why I've stopped you. All right.
I was about to say, I'm thinking, what's the description? If you go through like the care home,
yep.
It's like, I'd say like,
near the
not woods,
cemetery,
but
yeah,
you can cut
just
through.
on that corner.
And obviously, it's the thorn bush where I ran through there. I'll take you there if you want.
Why are your trousers wet?
Apologies, is known. Currently subject to Crown Court bail conditions, has got curfew between the hours of 1900 and 0700, which is electronically monitored.
No, take on there.
Proceed.
Yes, it's stating that curfew's been removed and he hasn't got a tag. Is that definitely still live on PNC, Annie?
You can call the solicitors if you give the name and number.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've been on trial for 2.5 years.
They are still showing current on PNC, but I don't know when his next court date is. Looking at his disposal history, he hasn't recently been dealt with. His last conviction is using a vehicle whilst uninsured, burglary and theft, making off without payment.
Cute. Hello. Right. You just watch this chat while I get some radio traffic. And go ahead with that message, please.
Just looking at what this mail's got in progress, the matters that haven't been finalised yet are message saying driving a Silver Civic on London Road where he's driven in a dangerous manner, contravening red lights and driving in the wrong carriageway.
Yes, 24, thank you for that, it's very helpful. Right mate, listen to what I'm going to say to you. At this moment in time, you're under arrest on theft of motor vehicle. and suspicion of burglary. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm yourself not make sure in question. Something which you later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. All right.
What do you mean by theft of vehicle and burglary?
I mean that the vehicle that's stolen has been stolen from a burglary, so you're under arrest for that burglary and suspicion of theft of the vehicle. Right, come and take a seat in this car then, buddy. The more and more the net was sort of tightening round him, the more and more he knew that I wasn't just going to go away and he wasn't going to fob me off. I've got to be honest, if we were going to run, I'd have fancied my chances. Sit down there for us, mate. His story of I've been to a party at 3 in the morning, dressed like that, covered in scratches, covered in stuff from the hedgerow, and even smelt like he'd been gardening, he's been through that much foliage. It's just ridiculous. All right, I just want to take a photo of your legs there. Just turn that leg around for me. Grab your trainers for me, please. And we'll just walk over to here. And just put your trainers down at the side there as well, mate, please. Hey, help me out. His shoes are soaking.
Well, the circumstances are very big, that one, asking.
I don't mind you asking at all, because you've got a right to know. It's a burglary in Sheffield today. All right.
No, in Sheffield today?
Yeah. And that's what you've been arrested on suspicion for. Come with me, and leave them there. I'll put them in a room for you. It's a great result for us. It's a brilliant result for South Yorkshire Police, because ultimately the car's stolen off South Yorkshire. They'll come down and interview him. They'll have to build the investigation. Whether we'll ever get the evidence to prove that he was driving is another thing, but there's no doubt in my mind that we've got the right offender for the job.
"12 hours later."
Oscar Tango 36, Oscar Juliet mobiles are en route.
Scott's back on duty and immediately called into action.
Somebody wants to ask him if they want a rolling block putting on at 28.
Yeah, can do.
And then also a potential stinger we could set up at the off slip at 28.
Okay.
Straight out of the office for a stolen car that's coming from West Yorkshire.
Well, West Yorkshire and South Yorkshire are following it. It's committed 29 South now with the last update.
Also responding from the station is traffic cop Chris Wells-Jackson.
Oscar Tango mobile units, can I be making your way, please, towards this vehicle?
Yes, I'm making my way from Brooklyn.
So we're just making his way to junction 28. See if they want a rolling roadblock put on, or any stinger sites, just in case this vehicle fails to stop.
Coming up.
Is anybody else looking out to assist? Over.
A wanted suspect in a cross-border chase with 8 police cars.
Watching out, move out, move out, move out.
As officers attempt to box a stolen van. In Derbyshire, it's a busy 24 hours for Sergeant Scott Riley and his team.
Start being ready, just past the exit.
A few miles from the centre of Derby, Scott and 8 units from 3 forces are tailing a stolen van from West Yorkshire.
South Yorkshire Channel, over. Is anybody else looking out to assist? Over. Yeah, tactic on it, quick.
You can soon travel from West Yorkshire to South Yorkshire, onto Derbyshire, then down into Leicestershire. So we are constantly working with other forces. And when they shout up and say they're coming onto our area, we'll do as much as we can to help them. And when we go onto their area, they do as much as they can to help us.
I'll put follow me's on, Scott.
Do you want his safety?
Yes, safety's on.
Traffic cop Chris Wells-Jackson holds the traffic back as officers in front prepare to box the van to a stop.
Clear, in lane 1, if you get that one. Subject is still 7,000 miles per hour. Stand by for junction.
We really need to control that traffic flow down to us.
Move out, move out, move out.
We also need to be really quick to deal with what we're dealing with, get in and get out as quickly as we can.
Do you know how many's on board?
It looks like it's a driver.
Just him, no one else.
Because West Yorkshire, South Yorkshire and Derbyshire have been involved, the sheer amount of police vehicles was enough to make anybody stop. And when we're three forces are working together as a big stop like that, it's really impressive.
Take it all to the gravel car park at the Nick.
No injuries, okay?
Yes, thank you for that. Due to that, then I'll take this patch off.
Just shows the effort we do go to avoid any injury to any members of the public, any damage to police vehicles, and it is a show of strength. Ultimately, it's a stolen car off West Yorkshire. We'll get that recovered from Ripper Police Station, and it's whether that the prisoner's transferred straight back up to West Yorkshire or he goes to a Derbyshire cell to be booked in. Is it a recent theft?
Yeah. Are you West Yorkshire?
Yeah.
So where's it gone from?
Chapeltown in Leeds.
All right.
Either today or yesterday. I think it was this morning.
He says he's wanting to go back into prison. He's done it to get locked up. He says he's only had a bit of weed today, but he's sweating like mad.
From the sounds of it, he wanted to be arrested. He's a habitual drug user and he's wanting to get some help, so his way of getting locked up was to steal his motor vehicle and get caught in it. So that's exactly what's happened. He'll probably go back to prison, hopefully get the help he needs, and that'll stop him committing crime in the future.
It's really difficult to understand that prison is sometimes a better option for somebody. Out there on the streets, people are offering criminals drugs constantly, and that person might want to get off the drugs, but they can't. One route out for them is to get themselves put into prison where they've not got that same temptation. A world of criminality can only last so long, and sometimes people just give up and want us to catch them.
Lovely.
Nice one.
Thank you very much. Have a good journey back.
93,000 cars were stolen last year, one every 6 minutes.
I am seeing an increase in drivers that will take unbelievable risks, death-defying risks, driving the wrong way on motorways, wrong way on dual carriageways at ridiculous speeds. And the desperation and the risks that they're taking, it's game over if you crash.
There is nothing exciting about being involved in this job. I've been to enough fatals to know that my safety is at risk, the team's safety is at risk, the public's safety is at risk, and the potential loss of life is unimaginable.
In this episode, the wanted prolific criminal caught in the Ford Focus is currently on police bail for car theft and is under investigation for a number of separate offences, including theft, criminal damage, drug supply, assault and failing to stop after a collision. The scratched-up suspect, who the cops believe abandoned a stolen car after driving the wrong way up the motorway,
I just want to take a photo of your legs there.
was charged with dangerous driving, breach of court bail and curfew, but he is still under investigation for car theft.
Okay, how many offences have been arrested for? It's going to take me a little while to type all that.
Move out, move out, move out.
The suspected van thief was not charged with any theft offences, but is currently released under investigation while the police await the results of a drugs test.
He says he's wanting to go back into prison. He's done it to get locked up. He says he's only had a bit of weed today, but he's sweating.
Oh dear me, here we go.
And having led the police on a 100-mile chase across several counties at 165 miles an hour.
Well, it's crash. We've got 4 runners.
The teenage Audi driver was sentenced to a year in a Young Offenders Institute and banned from driving for 5.5 years.
We've got 4 detained, 4 detained.
no action was taken against the other 4 suspects.